Augusta Expoland, Fishersville, Virginia, the battleground today for some of the fiercest combat the South has seen since the Civil War. The 1987 Redman TNT All-American Pulling Series. They've come from everywhere today, the largest army of pullers ever assembled in the same place at the same time, here to battle it out in this dusty dual-track showdown. We've already witnessed bloody skirmishes on two separate fronts here this weekend, but the war is far from over. First, Tony Osteen and the Georgia Rebel dug in for a mark of 279 feet 4 inches halfway through the 4x4 competition. Tony's distance proved impossible to beat, as one by one the last trucks strained to meet the challenge of the big sled with no luck. Manuel Moreno's Yellow Rose of Texas fought the hardest, coming up short by less than 3 feet to finish in second place. Warren Ropp and his Iron Elk fired the shot that started up the second battle of the day, smoking their way to a full pull in the first hook of the Superstock tractor competition. Howard Meredith and his Junkyard Dog nipped hard at the hooves of the Iron Elk, finishing second, less than 2 feet shy of a pull-off. The fighting has been fierce, but now it's time to bring out the big guns, the 9,200-pound modified tractor. These guys are the heavy metal of pulling competition, with up to 6 engines hurling them down the track, leaving behind a path of devastation even Sherman would have envied. Major artillery for what will certainly prove to be a ferocious battle here this afternoon. There's no way to say who will be on top till the dirt stops flying. But one thing for certain, it's going to be a fight to the finish. These guys take no prisoners. So duck and cover, because the bullets are about to fly.
That's the roar of the multi-engine 9200 Modified. These powerhouse pulling machines are driven by high-performance custom racing motors made by the likes of Rodek, Hemi, Allison, and Aries. These are the best engines available in motorsports today, and when 3 or 4 of them are pulling the big sled in unison, you can hear as well as feel the power.
Look at this! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 engines. Here goes Super Thing, Terry Davis. You're looking at somewhere around 7,000 horsepower. Bill Patterson, Sassy Massey from Ware, New Hampshire.
Unbelievable! Phil runs out of track in his very first pull behind the wheel of the 5-engine Sassy Massey.
How much do you feel like you had left? I'm thinking of the pull-off now.
I got a lot left. I'm not worried about it. There will be a pull-off, but we're looking forward to it.
All right, these engines were built 40 years ago. These are the Allison aircraft engines. They're injected motors. Hail Woody Woodward, they call him Shoe. He can turn the tires as fast as anybody. Watch the tires on this Allison. They'll light the tires up. They will light the tires up. He can do it. This can be his class.
Woody Woodward fires the silver bullet down the track for a good shot at second.
Here comes one to go, the T-53 turbine of Gary Mills out of Falston, Maryland. We're at Dulles Airport outside of Washington, if you will. Gary Mills, Falston, Maryland. T-53 turbine on the way. Well, Gary's a little short of horsepower.
That P-53 turbo might have helped us win one war, but it's not going to help Gary win today. Running Bear up next from the backwoods of Virginia.
All right, here we go now in the modified dragster track. Running Bear, Tally Davis out here with a single engine against these 5- and 6-engine tractors. Running Bear, but giving it all he's got. Last night he made a real good run.
Philip Jones from Point Republic, Maryland is up next with the attitude adjuster. So far, no one's been able to fire a shot that even comes close to the full pull mark set by newcomer Phil Patterson. Let's see what the attitude adjuster can do.
All right, here comes now Philip Jones. Philip Jones in his modified dragster twin-engine tractor. Come on, Philip. Get that thing in gear. Move that sled. Here we go.
Philip Jones grinds to a halt and fizzles out way short.
And here come the world champion Banner brothers right now, going after the TNT title in 1987. David Banner, look at the engines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Chevrolets. He's got to have a full pull to tie here this afternoon. Ready to pull. The #1 puller in all of America. The Banner brothers have pulled it more events than anybody. Hang on. Hold on your ears. And we got a tie.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Banner has just given us a pull-off.
What do you look for in the pull-off?
Oh, it's going to be a good pull-off. Brian Knox took it out good. I look for Leo to get it out, and it's going to be a test of power, that's for sure.
That's going to bring up Fred Freeman. He did not have a good run last night. He has added engine #5 here this afternoon. This is the battle of the heavyweights. When you come to play in this class, you better be prepared with plenty of motors. These are the big boys, the battle of the monster tractors. He is going over on the right-hand side of the track. He is going to pull on the right-hand side of the track.
Looks like Fred may be having trouble. Nothing's firing on new #5. He'll have to stop down hard on the other 4.
Trying to find an area that has not been torn up. Mean mistreater Fred Freeman from Wadesville, Indiana. Here we go. Hang on, Fred Freeman.
Fred ends up short.
And he is not going to do it. He is going to be short. The track continues to tear up. He got off to a good start.
Fred, you took the right side of the track and it looked like you had some problems with it.
Well, the first thing is when I started my motors back there, I had one of them that wouldn't run, so I only ran on 4 motors, so I was at a disadvantage to start with. Yes. So I thought I'd have a good hookover if I could have had all 5 motors running, but so much for that thought.
The battle's just heating up this afternoon with a new kid on the block going after the 4-star veteran. Phil Patterson and David Banner already locked into a double duel for #1. Don't go away. We'll be right back. The sensation of power. The thrill of competition. The satisfaction of victory. That's what brought them here today. Fight it out in red dirt country. Welcome back to the Battle of the Monster Modifieds here in Fishersville, Virginia.
He's added engine #5, Leo K. The 5 engines alone are worth about $150,000. $30,000 apiece for each engine. Leo K out of Bradford, Pennsylvania, has the LK Drilling Equipment Company. All right, he's got to have a full pull. Leo K putting it into gear. You're looking
Leo K leaning hard on those brand new Aries to make it a three-way showdown for first.
You gonna change anything for the pull-off?
I might move a little weight back, and I might go in a little higher gear.
You're pretty happy with this run?
Yeah, I think it'll do good in the next one, I hope.
Bob Moore rumbles up to the line next, all the way from the Big Apple.
Here comes Sunday Thunder. Sunday Thunder. Bob Moore out of Darren Center, New York with Sunday Thunder. Here's Bob Moore with three big Chevrolets. The front two hook crank to crank. There's the green flag from Ed Hart. We're ready to roll.
Bob Moore hoping for a storm
Good run
today,
for
but ends
Bob
up with
Moore.
only a slight drizzle from Sunday Thunder. John Powell up next, behind the wheel of Mr. Budweiser. John's a next-door neighbor from the Tar Heel State, so he should feel right at home today, tearing up this rich Virginia dirt. If John can hook the Bud machine for a run all the way to the end of the track, we'll be set for an incredible four-way pull-off. If not, the best he can hope for is fourth place. The pressure's on with the bases loaded. Will he do it?
John Powell out of Apex, North Carolina. He made a great start off the line, a beautiful pull.
Not good enough. Powell got out of the hole but lost his power in the stretch. 20 feet short of this game. Pat Friel's up next, down from Kentucky Mountain Country.
Here comes Dollar Devil. Three Chevrolets, three 454 Chevys out there. By the way, a tractor like this will burn about 10 gallons of alcohol in 300 feet. All right, here we go. Dollar Devil. Pat Friel's making a good run on three motors here this afternoon. Pat Friel's out of Island, Kentucky.
A picture-perfect pull for the Dollar Devil, but not enough distance to square off for the lead. David Schenck riding into town this afternoon for a shot at number one.
All right, here comes the Maverick tractor now. Maverick, three Ford engines, three 460 cubic inch Fords. David Schenck out of Luray, Virginia, just up the road here.
Now how's that for a Sunday afternoon drive? We've seen massive horsepower from both land and air forces today. But now we're about to witness an attack from the sea. Earl Henderson's coming to the line next with a PT-powered Papa Bear.
All right, here comes the Packard. Here's the Packard of Earl Henderson. Earl Henderson out of Stewartstown, Pennsylvania.